If you're a traveling composer or producer like myself, you know the struggle. You need a high quality MIDI keyboard that can go with you on the road anywhere, that can fit in a backpack, and you can pull it out small enough that it'll fit on a tray on a flight or maybe in front of you at a coffee shop. But then later when you're back at the hotel, you wish you had more keys to work with. Well, after doing research for a while now, I've found something that I think is a really good solution. The PartyKeys 2 is a MIDI keyboard that feels more like an instrument to me than a piece of plastic. So if you've looked at all into modular MIDI keyboards, you're probably very familiar with the ROLI Piano M, which used to be called the LUMI keys back in ROLI's Kickstarter days. And that's a great option, honestly. But after hours and days of looking through different kinds of research and reading, on message boards and forums, I have come to the conclusion that the PartyKeys 2 is actually a better fit for me personally, and I'm going to break down why I think that. In full disclosure, I do want to let you know that PartyKeys did send me this keyboard for free as a test unit, but that was only after I had reached out to them, letting them know that I had done hours of research, and I concluded that this, their product was one of the best, if not the best fit for my professional workflow as a traveling composer. At its core, the idea is pretty simple. You have a high quality USB-C MIDI keyboard with 36 keys that is great for those moments when you have less space. When you do have more space, you can grab your second board and they will connect together using the magnets that are internal. You can tell it's not like a tight connection. I mean, it will pull apart very easily, but they do connect together. Again, they'll stay together, which is nice, using those magnets, and also using Bluetooth 5 connection, which is so lightning fast that honestly it just feels and plays like one board, which honestly is great for me. Together, the 36 and 36 keys create 72 keys of range, which is great for the majority of time, that I'm writing. I'm not going to use the lowest and the highest octave, and if I do really need them, I can go ahead and just, select the octave transpose button and get those keys. So this is honestly perfect for me the majority of the time. right, let's talk about action. So I've read online quite a few different places that the ROLI Piano M, which used to be the LUMI keys, has some issues in terms of the quality of the keys. Quite a few users experience clicking and sort of a lack of smoothness between the different keys. Also, it was very difficult for a lot of users to get a lot of velocity layers from the keyboard. I can safely assure you that this is not like that. In fact, in many ways, playing this is very similar to a traditional piano in that it has some, like if I play my Yamaha P series in front of me, the key has some initial resistance to it. And this does as well. It has a little bit of resistance, but it's not exactly like a spring action that you would experience with traditional synths. It has a little bit of a pianistic element to it, which I find nice. And maybe that has to do with the depth. There's a little bit of depth between the note and the bottom, the chassis that it's mounted in. And the ROLI Piano M has a little bit less. And on that note, I thought I would do a little bit of a test just to show you the differences between the PartyKeys in terms of the action, the playability, and my Yamaha P series, which is sitting in front of me, which is more of a traditional digital piano experience. So when I play this Yamaha P series, you'll see I'm able to get pretty quiet, but not that quiet. If I play it on this, it's very easy to get to those very lowest velocity layers. Now something harder. In fact, it might be easier to get to both soft and loud dynamics. All dynamics might be slightly more accessible on the PartyKeys compared to a traditional digital piano. We can also do a dexterity test. Do it over here. So let's talk about the packing geometry for a second and the way this fits into your backpack. So with, for instance, ROLI Piano M, which used to be the LUMI keys, the way it fits is slightly different. They have a 24-key keyboard, which you can combine together via Bluetooth, and you need 3 of those to reach 72 keys, which I think is the bare minimum that I would need for myself as a composer. But what that means is that when you stack 3 of those keyboards together, you end up creating even more of a boxy shape, which I think is a little bit awkward for fitting into, spaces like backpacks and bags and things like that. With the PartyKeys, you only have 2 layers, and it's a little bit more of an elongated shape, which I'll show the B-roll here, works beautifully in my case with, most longer backpacks or standard backpacks. There's also the financial side to consider. Currently, the ROLI Piano M, to buy 3 of them, it would be $750. In contrast to that, the PartyKeys 2 is currently selling for $500. Of course, this keyboard comes with all sorts of options for the lighting. If you have kids who maybe want to learn more about scales or chords, they can do that through the Pop U Music app, which is very educational and free. In addition to that, I can also see myself using the lighting on stage if I was playing a live show. I think it could be really fun to get into the lighting and just sort of have fun with different lighting elements for a visual aesthetic. So I do have one caveat for this keyboard, which is that it's not a full 88-key experience. If you are a pianist getting ready for a recital, this keyboard is not going to have enough range for you. Similarly, if you are a composer and you're getting really deep into dense counterpoint and you need the full expressive capabilities of a piano that doesn't require you to toggle an octave up or down button in the middle of a composition session, then I would say you should look into a keyboard called the Carry On 88 Touch, which is much more of a utilitarian keyboard. It's plastic, it's lightweight, it folds up and it fits into a backpack, but it won't give you the experience of playing a real instrument, if that makes sense, like this. For the majority of people, I think this keyboard is the best that you can ask for, specifically if you're looking for modular keyboards, something where you can use part of it in a smaller space and then add on an additional piece. I don't think there's a keyboard out there that does better a job at that sort of thing than this PartyKeys 2. So I hope this review was useful and helpful to you. If you own this keyboard, let me know what you think about it down below. If you don't own this and you have questions about it, feel free to comment those questions down below and I will respond to those as fast as I can, and other people probably will too. I wish you the best of luck on your keyboard search and keep creating music.